Which Bosch Tassimo single-serve coffee machine is best for you? Well, we're going to help you answer that question today on Aromacup.com. Hi everyone, I'm Brian with Aromacup.com. Thank you as always for joining me here in my virtual coffee shop brought to you by Aromacup.com. Today I'm giving you a triple threat, a side-by-side comparison of the Bosch Tassimo new line of single-serve coffee machines. I have the Tassimo T55, I have the Tassimo T47, and then the newest machine, which is the T12. So I'm going to show you some of the similarities and differences between these machines, and then we'll go into just telling you a little bit about them so that you can hopefully make an informed decision when you go to add one of these to your own at-home coffee shop. So let's dive in and talk about each of these machines a little bit. Now, Bosch Tassimo has essentially kind of reinvented their line of machines, and one of the major ways that they have done that has been in the locking mechanism on the brew baskets. So this is the new design for the locking mechanism. I've seen this change a good few times over the past years that we've been reviewing these machines. This seems to be the most solid way of doing it, which also should equal the best brew of coffee that you're going to get out of the machine. Let's talk about some of the other similarities on these machines, and then we'll go into the differences. Each of them features very simple operation. Just about every Bosch Tassimo machine has always made use of just one button to brew your coffee. There's a little more options on the T55 here than there are in the other two machines, but when you come right down to it, all of these really feature one button operation. You press a button and you have a cup of coffee. That's because of the barcode reading technology in each of these machines. They all have removable drip trays, of course. They all have water tanks attached to them, but there are some differences on those. I'll get into those a little bit later. Each one is pretty compact. It's going to fit on a countertop very easily. And because each one uses the same tea discs, you can use any tea disc that you want in these, and you can use those to make coffee, espresso-based drinks, some milk-based drinks using milk tea discs, teas, things like that. So those are pretty much the similarities between these machines. Let's talk about a little bit of the differences between them. Now let's go into where things are different on each of these machines from machine to machine. Starting at the bottom, you're going to notice that the drip trays are different on each one, obviously. Each one is removable in its own way, which is going to allow you to brew into larger tumblers and mugs and things like that, but each one is obviously a very different style, and each one is going to allow you to modify the height between the tray and the brew spigot, but each one does it in a different way, whereas here on the 55 you can simply turn the tray a little bit. Over here on the 12 you can remove the tray and place it up a little bit higher for brewing into maybe a shorter cup or something along those lines. And then you can also do that over here on the T47 by simply moving the tray up. So you have some different ways of adjusting the height on the tray on each of these machines. Is that going to be a deciding factor in adding one of these machines to your at-home coffee shop? Probably not in the long run. What may change your opinion on these is going to be the brew options on each one. Now, as I say, each one is going to make use of tea discs, but the operation is slightly different with respect to the brew button. Let's talk about the 47 over here, which has just one button. You simply press that, and it's going to make the brew basket read the barcode on the tea disc and then brew your beverage. That's very much the same over here on the T12, where we just have, again, one button. Click that button, and we're going to start brewing our beverage. A little bit different on the T55, where we have the same one button operation, but we can adjust the beverage size a little bit using these plus and minus keys on the top and the bottom of the button. That's really the only major difference when it comes to brewing with these machines. The other place you're going to see a big difference is going to be in the water tank size on each of these. On the 47, we're looking at a 47-ounce water tank, which is a pretty good size. On the T55, we are looking at a 54-ounce water tank, and we have the option for a water filter on this tank. Now, this is the only machine in this current line that has a water filter option, so if that's something that's important for you, you're going to want to keep that in mind. The 55 will be your machine. Over here on the 12, we only have a 25-ounce water tank. It's a pretty small tank, there's no water filter on it, and you're probably going to use that water up pretty quickly, but again, that's not really a problem for a machine that's rather compact. Finally, the design of them, as you can see with the 12, it's small, it's much smaller, it's very, very light. It's sort of more, I think, geared towards maybe a dorm room, an office, something like that. The 47 and the 55 definitely feel more like your average kind of home-based machine. They're a little bit larger, they're going to take up a little bit more space on a countertop, so that kind of depends on how much space you have. If you're fairly limited, the T12 is probably going to be the way that you want to go. And of course, finally, the big difference that you're also going to see is going to be in the pricing. So, starting at the low end with the T12, you're looking about $99. On the T47, you're looking at $139, and finally on the 55, you're looking at $169. So a $30 difference between these two machines. You don't really get a whole lot extra, I will say that, on the 55. I mean, you get a little bit more operation with the brew button right here, but that's nothing that you actually can't even do on both of these machines with adjusting the amount of water that you're going to get. Although here you get to make that decision a little more easily going up or down. On these machines, you just hold that button down and brew more water into your beverage after you're done brewing. And the only other thing the 55 is really adding is going to be on the water tank. Slightly bigger and with the option for a water filter. Very much the same machine, however, beyond that. And so for the price, I would have to say that if you're looking for something middle ground, the T47 is probably going to do exactly what you need it to do for a good price. The T12 is going to get you in for the least amount of money with that flexibility of using T-discs. And if you just want to go all the way, get a machine and be done with it, the T55 is going to do great for you because, again, that price is not bad, $169, and you can use those T-discs and you get a little more functionality on your brew button and your water tank size. And of course, where can you buy these machines to add them to your own at-home coffee shop? You're going to want to check the link in the description on our video, because we will tell you the absolute best place to get it and add it to your own at-home coffee shop. So there you have it, guys. That's a side-by-side review and overview of the Bosch Tassimo T55, T47, and T12 single-serve coffee machines. Again, this is the current kind of flagship set of models coming to you from Bosch Tassimo for their Tassimo line. I personally have always really liked the Tassimo machines, as I say. I think that they brew a great cup of coffee. They do it very easily. They do it very quickly. The temperature is great out of them. And let's face it, they're very easy to add to your countertop, not going to take up a lot of space. So if you're looking to add one of these machines to your own at-home coffee shop, again, check out the link in the description on our video. Or if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave them here on our video, and we'll be happy to talk with you guys about coffee. That's what we do best here at Aromacup.com. As always, I'm Brian, coming to you from my virtual coffee shop, brought to you by Aromacup.com. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you next time. Take care and enjoy your cup.